Now, we are told this is kind of a rural area. You can see there are not many houses or buildings anywhere around, and it looks as though there is a dirt road there, kind of hard to tell at this point. But again, what we do know is that this plane is in Waller County, very close to Houston Executive Airport. We don't know if it was headed there, perhaps leaving there. We just don't know at this point. But what it appears is that that plane has virtually disintegrated and is on fire. Again, no eyewitnesses that we know of who have told us what they might have seen or heard. We do have a crew on the way to the scene, and it's going to take them a moment. I believe Tammy Rose is on SkyEye right now. Tammy, you are getting a much better view. Can you tell us what's going on? And I can now see water being put on the plane.
Mel, yeah, we could actually see the smoke and fire from more than 20 miles away. We were in Sugar Land when we saw the thick black smoke shooting up into the air. And this is just west of Houston Executive Airport, like you mentioned, in a grassy area. And now you can see a lot of water getting onto that aircraft. We're working with our desk to find out what exactly type of aircraft it is. But you can see it looks like it's a larger aircraft just by the debris and stuff that I'm looking at. And we are hearing other multiple helicopters, PD helicopters up above that we're talking that there were quite a few people on board, but we're not hearing so far that there are any fatalities or anything like that. But just looking at this, you can see that, you know, it definitely caught fire and it looked like there was a few explosions. So again, a huge ball of fire and flames just west of Houston Executive Airport. And again, we're trying to get some more information so we can bring that to you, Mel.
All right, you're getting a much longer view there, Tammy. For the first time. Is this a completely rural area? Now we have a much closer view of that plane, and we can certainly see some of the emergency vehicles there as well. It looks as though at least one part of it is broken off. Is that what you see?
Yeah, so it is a pretty big aircraft, you can see, and you can see where it's split in the middle. Now, luckily, landing, there isn't any homes or anything near this, so that is the good news. You know, looks like definitely wouldn't have hit anybody going down, like any homes or any type of cars, and it looks like there's an old dirt road there that I'm trying to get the address for that. But yeah, when we zoom in closer, that does look like it might be a commercial airline or quite a big aircraft. You know, it's not a Cessna or a smaller aircraft, but we're hearing that there might have been as many as 20 people on board. Let me zoom out for you to see, because I hear that there's quite a few ambulances here, and see if we can see anybody that got off or patients or anything like that, because from what we're hearing so far, you know, 20 people on board, but we're not hearing that there are any fatalities. So hoping everybody was able to get out before that burst in flames. But you can see that dirt road there that leads up to where the plane went, just short of the runway. We don't know if they were taking off or landing. I can zoom out here where you can see the winds are blowing towards the northwest. That's where the smoke is going, and it doesn't look like it's too strong. But again, as I zoom in here, firefighters working fearlessly trying to get that the flames out on this big aircraft. And again, I know my pilot has been speaking to air traffic control and other helicopters in here, where I will try to get some more information from him.
Yeah, and we're getting a clearer view, thanks to you guys, that plane literally does look as though it broke in half. You can clearly see, you know, both parts of the plane there and the fire in the middle. They have been able to get some water on it right now, which is the first time we are really seeing this. Now, we're being told that this plane was registered to a company out of Spring, Texas. We don't know the name of the company at this point, but we are being told that it was registered to them. Again, 987 investments. We're getting that word from my producer now. So that appears to be the name of the company. Again, you can just see quite literally DPS is now telling us that there are no fatalities, which is remarkable looking at this plane. So, Tammy, as you continue to look at that and sort of fill us in on things, it would be amazing if, as you say, up to 20 people were on board and there are no fatalities as you look at what's left of the hulk of that plane.
Yeah, we're actually talking to several other helicopters up here, and one of them is a PD helicopter. We were trying to listen to them, and again, we were working with our desk to try to confirm those information, but just by looking at the aircraft and them talking about as many as 20 people on board, that is definitely not out of the question. There could be that many people on board that aircraft because it is a larger airplane. And again, you know, unfortunately, when there is a plane crash, if they can land in a field like this, in fact, my pilot, Dave Allen, is constantly looking outside if we ran into engine failure or we ran into some sort of situation. He always has a place or spot that he could land halfway had to land. And pilots are trained to do this to make sure that if they do get into trouble that they can land, because the best would be in a grassy area, field like this where there's no homes or anything like that. And again, I'll zoom out so you can see just how far, you know, the next home, really there's really nothing around here. So that is the good news. And I'm trying to find the airport here. I believe it's just west of the airport. But we have quite a few fire departments and police agencies here on scene. You can see all the fire departments and ambulances there. Again, I'm trying to look to see if we have any transports or any people from here. I'm just seeing firefighters at this point and some other vehicles. So I'll go back over to the aircraft, again, working with our desk to figure out exactly what type of airplane this is.
Yeah, but as you indicate, it is a good-sized airplane, whatever it may be. It looks as though the tail has cracked open, and you can actually see kind of inside the plane for a moment there, Tammy, and hard to tell where the front is or how many pieces this plane broke into, but if indeed there were up to 20 people on that plane, it would be absolutely miraculous if everyone survived. Again, we're being told this is a company out of Spring called 987 Investments, and DPS is reporting to us that there are no fatalities on this plane. But we are hearing there's at least one person who was injured, but minor injuries. Once again, just incredible to think about there as you look at the wreckage of that plane. So one person injured, but just a bit, and then obviously the rest of the people, we still don't have a definitive number of people who are on board that plane.